Now it's time for the ultimate session of the day. For the same, Niranjan will be moderating the Digital Leaders panel discussion on driving innovation and efficiency through technology. This panel will delve into the technological strategies that are driving digital transformation in the automotive industry. It will explore the practical implementation of advanced manufacturing techniques and technologies on the factory floor. Using the alphabetical order of the first name, let me invite on stage our distinguished panelists to join us. Firstly, I would like to introduce Mr. Balaji Kannan, Plant Manager and India Sustainability CO2 Champion for VIA for Asia. Mr. Kannan is a highly motivated and result-driven professional with extensive experience in managing diverse operational departments. He excels at leading teams, coordinating innovation, troubleshooting complex problems through detailed analysis. With a strong focus on operational excellence, Balaji has a proven track record of achieving outstanding results, particularly in sustainability and safety. Beyond Forvia for Asia, he has held key roles at Valeo, Mando, and the TVS Group. A BTech, Balaji also holds a PGDM in GM and leadership from XLRI Delhi and is a strong advocate for diversity and inclusivity. A warm welcome, Mr. Kannan, and thank you so much for joining us today. I would now like to introduce Mr. Prakash T, DGM Project Planning, Ashok Leland, a highly accomplished and seasonal professional. Mr. Prakash brings over 36 years of extensive experience. I'm not hearing the applause for our panel speakers, audience. Extensive experience across diverse functions within the automotive manufacturing sector. His robust educational background includes AMIE, MBA, and MS from the BITS Pilani. Mr. Prakash is recognized for his core strength in digital transformation, agile manufacturing, and frugal engineering, consistently driving initiative for capacity and capability creation. He has been a pivotal force in spearheading the digital transformation of assembly processes with a keen focus on leveraging robotics and automation to enhance both quality and productivity. Warm welcome, sir, and thank you for joining us. Our next panel speaker is Mr. K. Ruknuddin from Sandvik, who has already been introduced. Our next panel speaker is Dr. Saravanan Janakiraman, CEO, Adventure and Engineering Services, with a specialization in plastic technology and an MBA in operations. Dr. Saravanan professional journey has been with auto giants like Motherson, Bosch, Ford, Visteon, Volkswagen, Minda Group, and recently as the CEO of Venture Automotive. During this tenure, he has set up 3 Tier 1 automotive greenfield manufacturing industries from the ground up. He has also published a book on customer voice for a global OEM. His contribution to engineering excellence have earned him the International Achiever Award at the Eurasian Business Summit in London. Last month, he earned his doctorate degree from Swiss School of Business Management, Switzerland. A warm welcome, sir, and thank you so much for joining us. Our next panel speaker is Mr. Srinivasa Babu, Global Solution Architect, MES, MOM, Agratas from Tata Group. Mr. Srinivasa Babu is a passionate automotive, EV, and digital transformation leader with 35 plus years of experience across prominent MNCs like Mahindra, Hyundai, Tata, Renault Nissan, Siemens, and Ola Electric. He excels in production, quality, project management, PMO, and new car introduction. His expertise spans PLM, MES, APS, QMS, MOM, and BOM management with a strong focus on Industry 4.0, IoT, and EV technologies. He has successfully led numerous greenfield and digital transformation projects, including major car launches and EV gigaplant implementation. Warm welcome, sir, and thank you for joining us. Our next panel speaker, last but not the least, Mr. Sriram Balasubramanian. He's the regional digitalization leader from ZF Group. Mr. Sriram has been leading digital transformation in the integrated supply chain to improve operational efficiency and enhance value creation, leveraging technology. With hands-on experience in SAP, material production planning, and inventory management, he has successfully managed re-engineering core business processes. He has successfully led the inventory management task force to improve organizations' inventory integrity and also develop digital stock count application to facilitate faster cycle counting and improve integrity in the process. He has also successfully developed integrated production management system to manage and monitor efficiency of production lines. A warm welcome, Mr. Sriram, and thank you for joining. Over to you, Niranjan.
I know we are almost into the lunch time, but I will ensure that you get enough food for thought here so that you can digest your food later there. Before I start the panel discussion, I would like to compliment Preetham for his wonderful presentation and the kind of innovations that they have brought, whether it is the dry booth, whether it is the gas analytic oven, or even the magic painter gun. I'm sure the audience will find a lot of value from that. Thank you, Preetham, if you are around here. So, 6 very strong panelists, and I don't have a chair, so I'll... No, usually comedians stand up. Sometimes you have to do serious business standing up.
You also stand up.
Yes. Very simple but very relevant topic we are going to discuss here, technology and digitalization. Again, we have a good mix of panelists here. We have OEM, we have tier 1s, we have EV representation, and plus, of course, we also have a very strong solution provider here. The first question I'm going to ask the OEM, the tier 1, and the EV player is about how are you actually implementing digitalization in the day-to-day operations, and how are you going actually making it happen? Maybe Prakash, you can start off. You know, things like real-time monitoring, analytics, how are you actually implementing it in your day-to-day operations?
First of all, let me thank Manufacturing Frontiers for giving me this opportunity to be one among the great panelists sitting here. And I also am very, very much happy that I'm sitting in front of such an august audience. So the question in front of us is how are we ensuring real-time monitoring on a day-to-day production atmosphere. So that's the question in front of us. Actually, when you look at it, the primary purpose of implementing digitalization or real-time monitoring for that factor is primarily to ensure zero defects. That's the key. What is the purpose of collecting data, or what's the purpose of controlling the process? It's all only to ensure how we can reduce or eliminate defects. So generally, what is the focused area for ensuring zero defect? We call it as a 3P approach. One is part is in quality, second is the process in quality, and third is the people. So these are the 3 major contributors which will ensure we will have minimum defect or zero defect. So we came out with a innovative homegrown solution of manufacturing process assurance system. We call it as MPAS, in short. We call it as MPAS. And this has ensured that we are able to interlock the processes, whatever we do in the manufacturing lines. The process is interlocked, so there is absolutely no chance for the defect to even move to the next stage. Forget about the defect reaching the customer. It will not even move to the next stage. And the process, whatever we use as tools in the process, they are also connected to the lines. Thereby, that defect is also eliminated. The third one is on the people. People per se, we have an access card. This is the kind of a journey that we have taken up, which was taken up more than 8 years. Even before that, we have started. But in a real-time basis, we started working very vigorously on digitalization in Ashok Leyland 8 years back. And we have moved to the level that we were able to have the real-time monitoring of the processes on the part as well as on the people. So people, how do we ensure is, we ensure that they are given a proper training, and there are different grades for each of these training, and these people are mapped against the respective processes. So we give the access card to the people so that they will be able to work in that particular stage with that access only. So that interlock is also made possible.
Wonderful.
Apart from this, we have got a sequence of process to be followed. That also is ensured through the step-by-step approach. So even the operator or the associate is not making even the mistake of doing the process in the step-by-step follow. So this is okay. In the real-time monitoring, when you say, you have seen that Atlas Copco also was making a presentation on the real-time monitoring. For example, the real wheel bolt tightening. We have got the real-time monitoring. We ensure that the orientation is taken care and the feedback mechanism is received, and then it is put into use. Same is the case in painting also. In painting, the quantity of painting and the quality is real-time monitored and the feedback is given so that the process and the product is taken care of.
Okay, wonderful. Balaji, I'd like to come to you. Being a tier 1 supplier, you are always guided by the OEMs. So how does that impact your use of technology or your selection of technology?
Actually, adding up to sir, actually, first of all, what as a tier 1, because we have to be very much competitive. So that is very important, then only we can always win the business and we can take it forward. So that way I just want to touch upon 3 points. First thing is on the capacity part, how the digitalization is getting linked into it. Then the quality one. Third, of course, the need of the sustainability. So just small with the example, I will explain it so that the audience will understand what we as tier 1 we do. So we call it as OE, that is overall equipment efficiency. Now there is a new software called a Planeteer, which OVIA is working on it. In that, for a particular machine, normally in the olden days we followed the OEE. Apart from that, we are also now calculating ARU, that is available resource utilization. So this is nothing but, for example, one equipment we are running for 6 days, we call it we calculate a OEE, and 7th day also it's available. Sunday we can operate with a running shift manpower, or we operate with AA or whatever it is. So that is AAR. So with this, now we come up with a new concept called a TEEP. That is total equipment efficiency performance. So this is the new concept which we learned from Planeteer. When we go to the digital platform, so they thought is, see for example, one equipment we have 100% efficiency, we require 100% efficiency. The other equipment we have 30%, but we go for a new equipment. Instead, why don't you optimize and find a machine inside the machine? This has been taught for us in the digital platform. So this is one which I want to touch upon. The second is on the quality front. We do always the OK first part, that is first sample approval. So when we do that, we will have a master sample and the NG sample. We check it. But this we will all face it whenever there is an auditor comes. They used to ask a question, what is the evidence you checked the master sample? So we never have it because we check the master sample, but we take it back. So since the digital platform has come, so we check the master sample and the digital sticker will get generated, and we are doing MLean in the OK first part. The MLean also one more software where we do the OK first part in the digital form. So when we do the master sample, the digital sticker will come. What time, what model, and what shift it has been checked and who has been checked. So everything it gets captured. So when we taken up that, we can able to evidence that this has been checked up 100%. Then third thing, so product capacity and productivity I have completed, quality also I completed. Finally, I come to the sustainability, where today is need of the hour. So I just read a book called Sustainable Sustainability. The author has very well said, the good news is everybody is talking about sustainability. Bad news is everybody is talking about sustainability. So touching upon, we have an app called ECT, which is Energy Consumption Tracker. So where how much we are spending in scope 1, how much we are spending in scope 2, and what is the carbon emission which we are doing it. Maybe 27, we will all have a carbon tax. We have to start paying a carbon tax. So we have a ECT app in Forvia which we are following. It has been driven globally, and there they have almost 10 verticals, which is talking about heating, how much LEDs you are using, sort of a thing, which we are updating our data, and it is throwing up where are we globally, where are we in Asia, and where are we in India. So these are the three things as making us more competitive to supply to the OEM.
And that is where digitalization helps.
Yeah,
you.
that is what digitalization
Absolutely.
is need of the hour.
Yes, yeah. Mr. Srinivasa Babu, you come with a very strong EV background. Previously, we also worked with Ola. The electric products are different, the processes are different. So is digitalization different for an EV company, or does the basic remain the same? Thank you, Mr. Prakash.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you. Yes, there is some similarity is there, and there is some specific for the EVs also there. Both are there.
Okay, so maybe you can
So-
talk about what the differences are.
Differences. Yeah. So basically, whatever we manufacture, why we go for a digitalization first of all? Basically, we want to manufacture a good quality product and flexible lines, and also traceability. All these things need to be monitored in the even after the product is made and went to the market. We should have the traceability. If any defect happened at the customer side, we should have the back traceability of the things. So this is how big look at it. And digitalization starts even before installation of the plant. That means in the process of while making the equipments, while manufacturing the equipments and bringing and installing, everything can be validated. Nowadays, a lot of softwares are there, like digital twins, and we can digital simulations. And then it is easy for the installation of the factory and installation of equipments in the lines after doing right process of validations, so that whatever equipments are made can produce a good quality components. Otherwise, there will be integration issues, there will be a lot of challenges between while manufacturing the automation products. There will be a lot of, which can be avoided when we validate in the digital level, in the digital twin level. So once it is done, that's how we started implementing. And a complete line can be validated digitally before it get installed. And then, of course, after installation, there are many manufacturing execution system, PLM systems, and there are digital systems are there, which will integrate seamlessly to these lines. I will tell one example. Well, while we make the battery manufacturing, everything is automatic. The touching of operator to the battery will be almost very less, we can say. Certain areas you should not touch also. So it will, everything goes through the, right from what battery to be made, what model to be made, how many cells to be put into the pack. All those things will be through automatic machines. And there will be some gluing will happen. It will be done to the robots only. And there will be inspection through vision inspection systems, kind of things. So, so all this will be validated before it goes for the mass production, and then once it goes, it will be validated subsequently on and off. And there is one more important is the maintenance of the health of the equipments. That is also important. So the parameters what is being given while manufacturing batteries. So that will be validated with the MES systems, and if some parameters are going little lesser, it will give a preventive indicators, so that this machine is going to give errors after few days. Like that it will give, so that preventive maintenance can be taken up.
Right.
So this is how we need to look into this.
Whether it is EV or regular automotive,
Yeah.
the ultimate objective is
Ultimate
always the same.
objective is
Yes.
this, yes.
Dr. Sarvanan, I'd like to come to you. You have the experience of setting up 3 greenfield plants, ground up, right? That's a huge achievement. So I would like to understand from you is that how do you plan for the digitalization of a plant like this? Because technology keeps on changing every day. So what are the things that you keep in mind while doing that?
It's a quite critical question which I have to split into two. One is while we plan for a green field, there should be a budgeting, and mostly the budgeting will not happen for digitalization. It's only for productionization. So to convince and give justification to the management to the board for approving the digitalization is based on the one which just now we have seen, a green apple and red apple. So look at the running cost. So instead of L1 and getting into materialization, rather look at the running cost. So we justify based on running cost. Those days with initial digitalization of SCADA systems, right? An assembly line or a production line. We used to SCADA systems. But now, if we wanted to transform into digitalization, then we have to give them a justification with a pilot project with the existing production line. So we split into phases. Let's go for a pilot project with the existing line and prove it. The concept is proven, and then get the funding for the new greenfield which is being approved. So it is divided into multiple phases that we get into a small pilot project wherein we might enter into failure, then optimize, again take it up with the customization, and iteration happens. And then once it's proven, we get the budget for the new plant.
Right.
And second phase is initially when we order the equipments and the machineries and the assembly lines with multiple automations. At that point itself, we can able to provide them that if I have this kind of automation, this is my resources required or manpower required. And if I invest on this, what is the ROI and what is the manpower reduction? So it's not that just manpower being reduced, they can be utilized in other areas, but how the productivity and the repeatability and the quality for the preciseness to the product which is being manufactured is being contained with the automation which we are going to. Example, we are talking about mudas and mudas, right? So a guy who is from the store supplying product to the assembly line, the wastage of movement to reduce, we can invest on a AGVs, which is mere cost of ROI when you compare to a manpower for an year who is running here and there. So automated, the guided vehicles, which will bring you those products with the sensors, is much affordable compared to a augmented or autonomous mobile robots. So these are the justification we give that whether we go for AMR or we go for AGVs. So when you compare AGVs to the manpower, AGVs are much cheaper. This is our business case which we have done. Okay? And we have been talking about 3 years ROI. AGVs will give you within a year ROI, or maximum 18 months, depending on the utilization of the production line. So, but when I compare AGVs with AMRs, that's quite expensive. The ROIs are at 4 years or 5 years down the line. So we didn't get the budget approved for the greenfield. So this is how the technology is being getting approved during the initial phase of project approval, and then while implementation or at the time of SOPs, we bring in a lot of value addition in the cells wherein the cell itself being ready for the transformation. Whatever the assembly lines or whatever the process, let it be painting or let it be sealing, as you said, we used to have a ceilings, all those things, whether the cell is designed in such a way that we can have digitalization on top of it.
Okay.
So it's a ready-made cell which can have a kind of robotics or a cobots which we can implement with a previous pilot project which we have done. So this is how we form the new plant which is coming in for digital transformation, and it's very difficult task for us because when it is a budget constrained plant, it's not easy to get that kind of technologies at par in the beginning itself.
Right. Ruknuddin, I'd like to come to you. By the way, when I went to your Gemo plant in 2018, I already saw a lot of AGVs in your plant. So, and that kind of justifies what Dr. Sarvanan was saying. So, as a solutions partner, how do you collaborate with your customers in their digitalization process?
Yeah, thanks for asking this question. So there are two ways, Niranjan. What we can actually contribute with our customers is, like Sir said, when you are actually about to get into a greenfield project, or you are already in a setup where you would like to seek improvement. So these are two different aspects.
Right.
So when it comes to a new plant, then we can actually come with our verification softwares, whatever we already have with us, with which we can give you the most optimized processes with which you can actually plan the line. But when there are cases, but that could be very few cases that may come on the table, but the most important place where we can influence is that wherever customer is today using a particular line and is unable to get his existing required output, just a demand has increased and he does not want to add a machine or something like that, we can add a big value over there. So we come with our softwares. I mentioned a software called Machining Insights. If customer is not having a software, like maybe Sir said that he already has one, so this software actually is installed to see how efficiently you are using your existing machine. We collect the data and then we put it into our CAM software with the latest solution, and then show them that yes, you can actually reduce it by this much, thereby maybe you may not have to buy a new machine or something like that. So there is a team available in Sandvik which actually has all these competencies available, which comes into. So we do small projects also, like in a productivity improvement program could be a very short project. Next comes a very big line where you want to actually thoroughly study and eliminate. There also we use our digital tools. And when it comes to new projects, I think that is where we can actually be the most beneficial, wherein you get the latest technology and the best possible parameters in which a tool can actually run in your setup, so that you have invested on the right number of machines. So all the three areas we are actually influencing. I just want to also mention here a small experience I had with one customer very recently who has not even bought a single tool of Sandvik. He is about to buy a machine. He actually sent me a list of Sandvik tools already that I want these tools. So I curiously went and asked him, you have not met me, but how come you know all these tools? No, you are interactive, your website is so interactive that I know what I want and I have picked it with the latest grades. So I am saying we are so connected with the customer in all the digital platforms in such a way that they can actually pick the best for themselves today.
So that's more than interactive, that's actually intuitive.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sriram, I'd like to come to you. And I'm not coming to you last because you're the youngest, but I have probably the most critical question in this digital thread, which is about cybersecurity. Like he mentioned about sustainability.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about digitalization. That is the good thing. And again, the bad thing is that everybody's talking about digitalization, but very few talk about cybersecurity. So how can we actually address, particularly at the manufacturing level?
Yeah, maybe I can take the perspective of ZF. So we approach this in two aspects. So first is the integrity of application that we use internally within the company. So where we have a process called CDR, which is a critical design review. So where we critically evaluate the applications that are applied internally in all aspects. So what functions does this software does, and to what extent the software is secure. So we also conduct certain tests, say the penetration test, the vulnerability assessment, using all the finest tools which are available in the software world. Make sure that the application is trusted and secure before we deploy this within the organization. So this is something that we do when it comes to applying any kind of software, be it internal or external. The second thing, what we do is mostly on the factory floor. So we have a framework called production IT security, and I think every organization who is now practicing ISMS would definitely have some kind of a broad framework. So we have this production IT security framework, which complies with ISO IEC 27001, so which is the security standard. And we also have these days TISAX assessments as a mandate from our customers, especially when you're dealing with products where you flash some software and which you also provide as a product or a service to your customer. Yeah, so we have basically a 9-pillar approach. First, it all starts with awareness, telling people what are the risks that they have in today's world, especially in the digital connected world, be it in the factory floor or when it comes to their daily interactions with customers and suppliers through emails. So we make them familiar with all the cyber threats that are possible today. And next, we have established a kind of an organization which is specially dealing with production IT security, especially in the shop floor, protecting our control systems, PLCs, CNC machines, and also various industrial computers that we are using. Because today in the digital world, every factory that you would walk into, we have large amounts of sensors and devices applied. So where this is very critical that we have certain experts within the factory safeguarding all our assets, making sure that these are tamper-proof and we are not vulnerable to any cyber attacks. Third is we, of course, have certain guidelines to make sure the people understand the do's and don'ts when it comes to, say, any of the machines or systems that we apply. So we have certain policies in place, making sure that the assets are completely hardened. So we use a process called hardening, system hardening. So where we completely lock the system, where the users cannot plug in their thumb drives, meaning they cannot use their USB drives, and they cannot apply any other software into any of our machines or any of our production system. And the next pillar, what we also do is we look at incident management, where we also continuously evaluate, perform various security scans, penetration tests within our connected assets, making sure that the controls are largely there and we are not having any loopholes in the system which say an attacker can make use of. And then we also have a process of applying certain tools to make sure that the system is completely cyber-proof. So we have a lot of these softwares which are applied to make sure that our systems are completely safe. And then we also have emergency concepts. Say, for example, if there is a cyber attack, what is something that we should do? Yeah, and then we also have improved on our infrastructure, network infrastructure. Basically, you have certain concepts called network zoning. So for example, we have 3 different network zones. So we have office, production, and facility. The production assets are generally connected in the production zone, network area. So people in the office network cannot directly talk to production. So these are some network separations that we do to make sure that the cyber attacks do not propagate within the company. So we kind of curtail, and we also have certain advanced tools called, we do something called NAC, which is the network access control. So this software can detect if any of our IT asset is compromised. It can directly quarantine the system from our entire network. So thereby, we can prevent any massive cyber attack. And secondly, what we also have done, because we now rely mostly on these connected systems, controlling the software is controlling our production lines. So what we are also doing is we have a concept called a primary and a secondary data center. So where all the applications are replicated. So in event of an attack or a compromise, or even if there is any malfunction, your secondary data center will immediately kick in without interrupting the production. So these are some aspects that I think is helping us, and I'm sure that this will also help other companies better.
Very educative. Thank you so much. Now I want to see how active and awake our audience are. So I'll ask a question to our audience, and if they give the right answer, they'll of course get a prize for that. So, and the latest answer that Sriram has given, Sriram mentioned about a software application called as NAC, which basically isolates a cyber attack if it happens so that it does not spread further. Can somebody give me the full form of NAC? Yes, this gentleman. Perfect answer, sir. Your name, sir?
I'm Rajkumar, Head of Operations from Borgwarner.
Thank you so much, sir. Which means our audience is quite awake and...
He gets 2 prizes now.
Yes. So, Balaji, I'd like to come to you. We've been talking about data. Digitalization is all about data, basically, right? So, collecting data is one thing, processing that data is another thing, but analyzing that data and utilizing that data for better resource utilization is a different thing.
As I said, this OEE at the AER tip itself, it's a bigger eye-opener for us. So till 2024, we are on that level only, collecting the data, and to the extent we are analyzing the data, that's all. But if you are going into the deep drive and we are utilizing the data, if you ask the question, it is no. But now, with this software has taught us that what is the spare capacity we are having. We always think that, okay, since from the olden age we follow 6 days operation or 5 days operation, all these things. So when we go into this, the software is telling, or the digital tool is telling that you have a 7th day. For that, within the 4M, except this 1M, the machine, rest 3M you have to organize it. That you can organize in a rotation manner. For example, manpower, you can have a running shift, you can utilize it. So that way, even now, with the software being a global company, so somebody is sitting outside and they are telling, no, you are operating in this level of deep, that is 50%, still you have another 15% to 20%. So don't ask for a capacity. Don't ask for a capex. We won't give it. So this machine you have 20%, this machine you have 20%, this machine you have 20%. So utilize this, don't come to me. So for that, you accommodate the tool, you accommodate the other resources. So this is how the thought process has been going on now, globally. And the same thing happening to the quality also. See, earlier, we can able to see lot of visionary systems has come up. And the last 3 to 4 years, if you can able to see the upgradation of the cameras, the digital level, it is enormous. And with that, the results also has been very much good, because many defects, micro level, now we can able to detect it in the camera. We have one line in our organization where the homogenization is the key. Earlier, in a month, minimum 3 to 4 numbers rejection used to have the customer, and now we made it to 0. And that has become a benchmark practice, and that has been horizontally deployed to all our customer base.
Okay, wonderful. Sriram, I'm coming back to you again. See, digitalization for one plant is one thing, and when you are trying to scaling up the entire digitalization process for the group, you work for a big group like ZF Group. How challenging is that, and what are the steps that you can take to kind of overcome that challenge?
Yeah. So I think I will relate with the previous panel. So the previous panel was talking about sunk cost fallacy. So today in business we have buzzword fallacy. So where we talk about all these catchphrases and immediately everybody in business want to jump on that. Yeah. So I think that's also the mistake that we did. So we wanted to take up the digital transformation in a big way. So what we did was we tried to put technology in the center and people around. Yeah, so then we realized that we were wrong. So I think it's always better to put people in the center, technology around. So I think for any successful scaling of digital intervention, that would be the best approach for any organization who would want to really make digital transformation a living reality in the shop floor. The way that we are now driving digitalization within the ZF group is we put people in the center. So we now call this as do IT, democratization of IT. So that's the kind of internal initiative that we have. So what we do is we help people with the technology. So we provide a lot of skilling sessions, upskilling session, train them on the various technologies that are available, that is available today. And we have a lot of low and no code platforms which are available, using which what we do is we empower business people to build their own IT solutions. Yeah, so that way we make, people feel empowered and they are able to build a solution, because in the past we built some solution not interacting with all the levels within the organization. Mostly it is top driven or it's more of a process or a function based. But what we tend to ignore is how the process is actually lived within the organization, because there are certain nuances which happens in the shop floor we miss to connect. Yeah, and thereby you come up with a product or you come up with a solution which people find very difficult to adopt. Yeah, this new approach is really helping people in the organization cope up, try to have certain digital solutions on their own. So what we do is we provide a platform. The platform collects all the data. There is some kind of a guardrails that we have established in terms of data security, data collection. There is some level of standardization that we do. But when it comes to solutioning, we are empowering people to build their own solution. So they can have their own custom solution. They can build their own Power BI dashboards for the processes that they have. Yeah, they can build their own mobile apps based on the data that we collect in the central data lake or the central platform. I think that way is really helping us to scale digital adoption.
And do these talk to each other?
Yes. Yes.
Because that interoperability is necessary there.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Correct. So we have built a platform which operates on a Microsoft Azure stack, and we use all the Microsoft products. Thereby we are making sure that there is a large level of interoperability and there is large level of access that can happen to all this data. And it is mostly the data resides on the cloud. So meaning people can scale the solution, even whatever apps or the reports that they develop, this can be scaled at an organization level. And we are also seeing some examples where certain solutions which have been built in one factory is now being applied in another factory, and they are easily able to do so.
Easily
Yeah.
replicable.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sriram. Dr. Sarvanan, I'd like to come to you. You know, when it comes to technology, there are multiple stakeholders. One person is buying the technology. One person is implementing the technology. And there is another person who is actually using that technology. Unfortunately, in most manufacturing plants in India, at the smaller level, these three are not talking to each other. So the buyer doesn't know what the user is going to do with the technology. वो पड़ा रहता है उसके पास. That's a waste. And then technology gets blamed for that. So how do we address this mindset challenge? From your experience, I mean, how have you dealt with this?
All right. Hello. Yeah. Fantastic question. Like, there are scenarios where I have seen, or many of us have seen, that we have invested on some technologies, and initially, few weeks, it has been discussed. After some time, everybody forgets that, and it will be lying inside our factory somewhere in the corner in a hard disk. And we have bought equipments for that, which is obsolete as of now. I've seen those scenarios. So it's more of decision makers' drive. It should be a top-down approach, wherein while we are investing, whether it's going to be utilized perfectly or not, which should be clearly understood by the users, the down-level people. So without having the conviction from the team which is going to utilize that, there is no point in investing. So at my point of view, I'll see that whether the user is happy with that. Are we getting a productivity? Are we getting a quality? Is there a cost saving? These are the points which I will be throwing, and I used to get a kind of A4 sheet with all these answers, with their justifications and also practicality of it. So then based on that, which is being approved. And with the current AI-based tools is having an approach till the in-depth of it. So I've recently seen going through a tool, we used it as a demo, which is called STAR. And it's a AI-based tool wherein it's a new age strategic performance monitoring for the management. And STAR, it means that it has a multiple modules in it, wherein it works based on the forum methodology. And the S stands for strategy, and T for team, activation, and review and reward. Within these 4 modules, you have multiple drill down modules, the sub-level modules, wherein we can start with the management level of KPIs, which is drilled down to the operator level of KPIs with a time frame. And it's quite easy to handle that AI tool for us, which is giving a dashboard visibly on an everyday basis with the multiple locations. And it's being implemented in one of the company which is in 18 countries with multiple languages. You have seen that, right? Multiple languages and multiple currencies. And the board will see only in USD. So it will be in Japanese yen, Thai baht, and euros. Finally, the output as a dashboard, which the AI converts into. So when you ask this question that how it has to be handled at the bottom level is that these kind of tools has to be introduced, wherein the bottom level person who is working on the missions, his input is visible for him in a dashboard, where he is much happy. It's not that a CEO or a managing director or the CXO sitting in a boardroom.
Which shows him that his job is becoming easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he's feeling so motivated. He's feeling so humble. Exactly. Yeah. So value addition is one thing. Again, he value himself. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in this scenario, obviously there is a boost in the productivity and quality, and there is a satisfaction in the job at their level, and you as a leader you get what you want, and the customer is happy. That's what you are going to.
Absolutely.
So this is how it has to be approached.
Like Sri Ram said, instead of putting technology in the center, you have to put people in the center, right? Yeah. Srinivas Babuji. Is India really ready for connected factory? Very simple question.
Yes, I think it is going to be the way forward. The coming.
Don't
years.
look at it from the Tata Group perspective.
Yeah.
Look at it from the MSME perspective.
Yeah, connected factory. To be honest, connected factory is the way forward because everything is supply chain management. So we have OEM has to receive the materials from different vendors, and those vendors has to receive from their raw materials, all those things. So if imagine a situation where maybe it will take some few years, maybe to have, already some companies are already started doing this, maybe it will get expanded into the many industries also. Right from day to day, just in time supply management and whatever the systems being followed in the OEM, it will get replica into the vendors and sub-vendors. And what is required to produce in the OEM. So the supply chain will cascade the informations to the respective vendors, and those vendors will supply as per that. So that the inventory kind of things can be managed very easily. And also digitalization, it will give a, slowly it expands through the tier 1, tier 2, it is in the way now. That's what I feel.
It's like smartphones. They were thrust on us.
Yes.
We never needed them actually. They
Yes,
just
yes.
came and everybody started using
Everybody
them.
started using. So once upon a time it is button phone. Now it is everybody is using smartphones.
Smartphones. Correct.
It is
Yes.
something like technology will move fast.
Prakash ji, very specific to technology question. You know, we talk a lot about AR and VR. How relevant are these in the manufacturing industry today? From your experience at Ashok Leyland.
It's a very, very, very nice question. You know, I personally experienced a situation wherein how this AR and VR has helped us. See, AR and VR as such is, tremendously will help in reducing the errors at the design phase itself. So what we wanted as a end solution, you can visualize it at the drawing board itself, what it is, what it will happen, and it is not only limited to the designer, it also extends its wings to the end user. Like for example, production people, the maintenance people, all people can experience what is that they are going to get over a period of time. So this is the basics of it. So it was a time that, when the COVID was on anvil, we had, a biggest challenge of putting up a complete line for engine manufacturing. So the situation, people cannot move out, and everything is stopped, and people were hesitant to move. Though the suppliers, equipment suppliers were ready to invite and do the activities, during that period of around 1.5 to 2 months, everything was blocked. So I took the initiative of requesting the supplier, is there any other way by which, because those were the days we were trying to do only 2D drawings or the 3D drawings, with which the approvals and design approvals, all those things used to happen. So we were able to find out a methodology by which this not only helps the design approval, it also helps the end user to feel it. So virtual reality came as a handy for us for critical equipments, completely for the entire line. We had a 2-day session involving the critical people of production, maintenance, quality, everybody. They felt the equipment, how it is going to be, and they suggested the required modifications. See, sometimes what happens, in the drawing, when you see, you will feel that, okay, everything is okay here, they will sign off and go. After that, when the equipment comes, oh, I thought it will be like this, and all those things will come, which will unnecessarily put the pressure on both sides, both on the supplier side and as well as the customer. We ourselves are not able to prove the system. So this has tremendously helped us to eliminate nearly 70% of what could have happened in a normal way, the errors that can. So first time right solution was able to be experienced with the people, and so for example, the maintenance people coming and telling, yeah, please put this motor somewhere here. It is easily accessible to me. And the operations person coming and telling, hey, you better you shift the push buttons here. So these kind of practical and small things. So big things anyway, it will be designed. But small things which the end user will be experiencing has definitely helped us.
Okay.
So I will say that going forward, the technology will be driven on the approval phase. From earlier it was 2D, then it is 3D, and now everything has to happen in a AR VR methodology, so that we will be marching towards zero defect in the design itself.
Wonderful. Great. Ruknuddin, final question of the session. I was watching your slide and you showed various acquisitions that you made, right? So is that also one of the ways where a company like Sandvik evolves itself to serve the digitalization needs of its customers?
Thanks for asking that question. I think that is the most important way with which we can. Sandvik has been an evolving company. People know that Sandvik once upon a time used to sell high-speed steel tools, then brazed tools, then cemented carbide tools and things like that. And today we know that the world is changing faster than ever. What was relevant yesterday is not relevant today. And we need to quickly come and reach the customers what they actually need. So we are certainly working with mergers and acquisitions and adding to our portfolios so that the customer sees a larger benefit of working with Sandvik Coromandel, and it's not just a cutting tool supplier. So these softwares, but it comes with a word of caution that the entire organization has to be built to take this such a avalanche of changes that are coming. It's not that easy. You're expecting the same person who is selling the cutting tool to learn Mastercam, this, that, etc. It doesn't come. So with that word of caution, but Sandvik is certainly looking into furthermore mergers and acquisition which will add value to the customer through my product, and then they see that there is a benefit working with Sandvik. And this is happening in a very, very fast way. And there is a separate vertical now created in the organization structure itself. Earlier we used to call it Sandvik Machining Solutions. Now we are calling Sandvik Manufacturing Solutions. So manufacturing is primarily looking into mergers and acquisition in the digital arena only.
So basically you have integrated all the solutions
Yes.
to make one proper
Yeah, absolutely. Because tomorrow we will not only be going as a software company, so we need
Correct.
this to tell that my core product is my cutting tool. So can these software solutions help me to show the value to my customer? That's the reason we actually want to integrate from the entire supply chain, as you saw in my presentation.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. With that, we come to the conclusion of our digital panel discussion. And if I have to summarize the entire discussion in one sentence, I think my friend Sriram gave it to me, that don't put technology in the center, put people in the center. Technology should always remain a tool and an instrument to serve your business goals. With that, thank you so much, panelists. Let's have a big round of applause.
Thank you, Niranjan, and thank you, dear panelists. Such a remarkable discussion we had. I would request Mr. Arun Kumar from Salcom and Mr. Preetham from Prism Surface Coatings to join Mr. Ruknuddin on the stage and felicitate our esteemed speakers. Please come. Yeah. Firstly, we would like to felicitate Mr. Balaji Kannan. Mr. Arun Kumar from Salcom will be felicitating. Our next speaker, Mr. Prakash T, will be felicitated by Mr. Preetham. Thank you. Dr. Sarvanan Janki Raman will be felicitated by Mr. Ruknuddin. Yeah, we'll give him a later. Thank you. Mr. Srinivasa Babu will be felicitated by Mr. Arun. Thank you. And Mr. Sriram Balasubramanian will be felicitated by Mr. Preetham. Thank you, dear speakers and our wonderful partners. A quick group photo.